Hello all you whiskey fanatics, this is Mark from WhiskyWhistle, and I'm here for whiskey review number 11 with you. And today we're going to be looking at Kavalan from Taiwan, in fact. So it's a single malt, much like what Scotland is famous for, although they're not the only producers now. Single malt whiskey made from barley malt, exclusively, no other grains, is now made in, well, most European countries, but especially Japan and of course Scotland and Taiwan with the Kavalan Distillery, some Tasmanian distilleries, there's a Canadian distillery as well, and also quite a few American ones. So it has really become a global phenomenon, taking whiskey, especially the single malt variety, and bringing it out into the global arena. Anyway, I'm really excited about this distillery. Some of you may not know this, but this is a distillery that last year, for 2014, bested Scotland for the crown of best single malt of the year. Not this particular whiskey, that is pretty hard to come by. It is called the Kavalan Soloist Vino Barrique. So it's a whiskey that was matured in only in Vino Barrique, which is, I guess, a kind of I believe that's a sherry. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be a port, or it could be some other fortified wine. The cask that's left over, and then they put their spirit in there and matured it for a period of time. Anyway, now I've never tasted this before, so this is kind of interesting. Unfortunately, the ones that are available here, the expressions that are available here from Kavalan, are quite expensive. The best price I saw was pretty near 300,000 won, or about 260 American dollars or so. And that's just a little out of my price range at this point in time. You never know in the future. Trying to get your hands on a bottle of last year's single malt of the year winner will probably be next to impossible. There may still be some available somewhere in the US, in Europe, but you will pay dearly for it. So let's wait and see what they come out with very soon. Anyway, so I managed to find two of these small bottles. Might as well get the other one. There we are. So I've got two of these lovely small bottles. I'm going to hang on to one of them for a while and see how that compares in the future. Let's have a look first of all at this tiny little bottle. So I'll bring that nice and close for you. Interesting logo, the way they've split up the word Kavalan. Single malt whiskey, and on the bottle here it says Ex-Bourbon Oak. Ex-Bourbon Oak. So this is exclusively matured in ex-bourbon oak casks. Matured in hand-selected first fill American ex-bourbon barrels. Fresh honey and vanilla are the main characteristics of this unique single malt Taiwanese whiskey. And on the back it is all in Chinese. One interesting thing, however, is we have a date stamp. It's date stamped at 2015, June 16th. So it looks like this is actually a, well, comes from the distillery only recently. So that's good news. Now there's no age statement. Apparently, this is non-chill filtered. This bottle does not say so. But I believe that this is the predecessor of what you'll see here rolling through, which is the Soloist ex-bourbon cask. And I say that because it's the same strength and I don't think that they're going to take a sample such as this and offer it in an unnatural way, because that would certainly turn off a lot of prospective buyers. The point is, you send out these little bottles, make them available, gather interest in potential customers, and then when you have enough stock to release them on a global scale, then people will already know a little bit about the whiskey. So anyway, and on this little canister, there's quite a lot more information here, so I'll read that afterwards. Let's crack that open and give it a try. I need to do this one more time. Okay, the excitement. Don't get quite the same effect as pulling out the cork, but that little crack was certainly fun to hear. What do I smell? Well, I smell a mixture of bourbon and single malt whiskey. So interesting. Very potent nose coming from this tiny little opening in the bottle. 50 milliliters. I'll pour about half of that, and I'll save a little for another day. Probably do a little more than that. There we are. Well, if you don't have enough in the glass, you will not get as good a nose from the whiskey. It'll be too faint, unless you really get in there. Let's put that back to the foreground, as close as it can get. Sorry if it's a bit dark. Color-wise, this is a straw gold, so slightly lower than the standard amber color. And well, again, it does not say its natural color on that little bottle there, but I'm pretty sure that this is a natural color. Oh, I forgot to get my water. Oh, not good. Anyway, we will give it a whiff, neat, and a very powerful oakiness. But not just oak. There is there's a slight chemical note in there, like rubbing alcohol. And why would that be? Well, it's a bit young. This is probably a 4-year-old, possibly 5. Definitely not more than 9 years, and I can say that factfully because the distillery opened in 2005. The first spirits did not run until March of 2006. That information is available online. So, cannot be more than 9 years old. More likely it's closer to 4, 5, 6 years. Anyway, so there's some youthfulness on the nose there, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It is a very lovely lovely spirit in and of itself. Lots of oak, vanilla. I'm not getting honey at this point, but probably when I add water I will. Dare I try it neat, 54%? Well, let's give it a tiny, tiny sip. Quite smooth for 54%. And the the flavors in the mouth, the taste. Definitely don't notice so much of a young, too much of a young nature. This is pretty much on par with non-age statement entry-level whiskeys as far as what you're getting in terms of the flavors and the mouthfeel and the texture of the whiskey. Nose is improving a little bit now. You know, with younger whiskeys, you let them sit for a while, and you'll be happy with how that changes. I need to run and grab a little bit of water. It's just right there. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I'm going to try one more taste of that neat. Yeah, that rubbing alcohol note is pretty much dissipated, and you're left with a very fruity, spirit, sort of the scent coming through, whiskey, I should say, vanilla, and the wood aspects. Now, boy, again, I'm kind of coming across this cedarwood note, and which is I mean, I love the smell of cedar. So if you are a person who enjoys wood cabins and you know, an old library full of wood, you might like the nose on that one. Oh yeah, one more taste. Sweet and vanilla and oak. That's about all I'm getting there. Let's add a drop of water. Maybe a fair dose. Okay, that should take it down into the 40s. Very good legs as well, so the viscosity is certainly on par with other quality whiskeys. So anyway, amazing, in such a short time, in 10 years, this distillery has gone from, well, zero, non-existent, to 100, winning the highest achievement in the industry. Pretty remarkable. And interestingly enough, 2013, the World Malt of the Year, the single malt of the year, went to a Japanese distillery, Yamazaki. And interesting, so it's been in Asia for 2 years. Yeah, a little bit more of this honey note coming through now with a bit of water. And some of the characteristic notes you'll find in single malt, something like a Speyside single malt. So there's a little bit of an almondine or almond extract note coming through there. And powerful vanilla. Really just hits you. Almost like a vanilla sugar, or the vanillin, which is basically the chemical compound of vanilla that is infused in sugar, used as an additive in cooking. So vanilla contains the compound vanillin, so does oak, oak wood. Anyway, let's try that with that little bit of water. No Scotch misting there yet. I guess I should say Taiwanese misting. Or Yilan misting. That's the province where the distillery is. Yeah, pretty intense oak notes there. And there's a persimmon note coming through with water. Persimmons, they should be available wherever you are. This is the season when persimmons are in fully ripe and ready to go here in Korea. I'm sure likewise in other parts of Asia around the same latitude. Persimmon tastes sweet, and yet there is a little bit of a melon type of a note, so something earthy as well as that sweetness. And then also there's a bitter note to it, especially the skin. An unripe persimmon is kind of like an unripe banana. It will totally suck all of the water right from your mouth. A little bit of saltiness coming through now also with water. And the distillery is actually fairly close to the coast, so well, it may have an effect on the location of the distillery on the casks themselves. Cheers! I should have said that before. Cheers, everyone. I think I went over the, added a little bit too much water. Well, of course, there's a solution to that. We'll just add a dash more. There we are. Just enough left for another good glass, maybe another day. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep, vanilla and honey. There's a floral note in there as well. Sort of a wildflower, clover flowers. So the flowers that, the round flowers that grow out of clover. Okay. And there's a slight earthy note on the palate as well. Swallowed a little bit the wrong way. Something earthy, like a little bit of hay, perhaps. The persimmon, vanilla, and honey. The finish is quite short. Slightly bitter, slightly sour in the finish. And it's kind of like that, the persimmon skin. That's the flavor that's left. A little bit of vanilla. Finishes very cleanly, beautifully made. Nothing off in the aftertaste. Slightly short because it's young, but well, you got to start somewhere. And you know, next year we should see a 10-year-old Kavalan released. Now this is Ian Chung. He is the master blender. There's the current bottle. This is the Soloist cask strength ex-bourbon cask, and I believe this is also cask strength. There's the distillery, again in Yilan province. And what else do we have there? Here's the still room. There's the spirit safe. We'll talk about that another day. And one of the pot stills in the background. And more pot stills. So it looks like they have four stills going on there. Quite an industrial looking area, but you know, it's new. And the distillery looks a little bit modern, sort of a mix of modern and older styles, almost like a campus, like a modern, maybe like a technical high school or a small college is the feel you get when you look at the distillery there. And you see the traditional kilning rooms there in the background. Anyway, definitely a place I would like to visit. I'm sure it would be for you too. Thank you for tuning in. Now I should give this a score. Now, my first experience with this one, I think I need one more little taste. Very drinkable, excellent quality. It is expensive. There's reasons for that. You can explore those on your own. For grades, I'm going to give this 83 out of 100. 83 points. I'm sure that once we reach a 10-year-old, you'll see this probably flying off the charts, and we will probably see another winner from Kavalan in the very near future. Wish I could get my hands on the Vino Barrique Solist. I'll wait for that one. If I ever get a chance, I may not. Could be thousands of dollars now for one bottle. But you never know where a friend in need is a friend indeed. So who knows? There could be someone out there with a little bit to share. Anyway, 83 out of 100. Kavalan Ex-Bourbon Oak. Small little bottle. $15 here in Korea. 15,000 won. Still available. If you want to know where to get that, you can send me a message. And hope to see you next time. Again, my name is Mark here at Whiskey Whistle, and look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care.